Good evening, guys. Welcome to TalentBlazer, India's latest edtech platform that is there to help you at every point or stage of your career. So, we have started a new initiative where we are helping all those college students who will be sitting in the placement or who are sitting in the placement right now. Right. So, we have started a new initiative that is called Campus Hiring Session, and I have started a new series where I will help you guys, those who are sitting in their campus placement, to how to crack the interview. That is a very important thing and a crucial thing because interview, test, these are the two things that stand between you and your dream company, right? So in this series I already have prepared a one video that talks about the introduction part, where I have given you some tricks, tips, and what are the mistakes that are usually made by the interviewee in the interview. So if you haven't watched that video, please go and watch that video once and then continue with this, because there is a sequence that you have to follow. And if you are liking the content that we are providing, please do leave a like, do leave a sub to the channel, and do hit the bell icon as well. So whenever I upload a new video on this campus hiring session, so you get notified and you will be very much benefited by this, all the sessions, right? So in this video, what will we talk about? Good gestures. We already have talked about the introduction parts. That is also very crucial and important, and many of the applicants miss out on the introduction part. They fumble and they miss out on their dream company and dream job, right? So in this video we'll talk about good gestures, right? So firstly, I'll talk about stats. You all love stats, we all love numbers, right? So about 67% of the applicants lose out their jobs because of weak eye contact in the interview room. So if you are one of them that feels pretty shy and certainly not able to maintain good eye contact with the interviewer, chances are that you won't be able to succeed in the interview. 67% of the applicants lose out their job because of weak eye contact. Now second, 26% of applicants lose out their job because they fidget too much, they move around too much in the interview. If you're moving too much around, that creates a disturbance for the interview panel. They won't recommend you. So you lose out on your job if you fidget too much in the interview. Now, next is 21% of the people lose out their jobs because of weak handshake in the interview. Right. The last thing, not carrying a smile. 39% of applicants, because they don't carry a smile in the interview, lose out on their job. So these are the numbers. I have told you the numbers. This is the power of body language. Everything is there for you. The power of body language. That is how it is crucial. That is how it is too much important for you guys to know that what is the power of body language and how you can excel in that. Right. So in this video, we'll talk about what are the steps that you have to consider, what are the rules that you have to follow, and what are the mistakes usually made by the applicants in the interview. So we have and we will talk about all of this in this particular video. So step one in the process is adopt an engaged posture, right? So as I said, firstly that you need to consider is to adopt an engaged posture. So what are the mistakes that usually an applicant makes? They usually slouch. What they do is usually slouch, or they fold their arms. That signals that they are being pretty defensive. So folding your arms or being slouch while sitting in the interview, you are showing that you are being pretty defensive. Now, what are the rules that you have to follow? First thing, open up your body. Open up your body. Do not cross your legs or fold your arms. You cannot see my legs right now, but while you are sitting in the interview room, make sure that you do not cross your legs and do not fold your arms. Why? Because if you are folding your arms, that shows that you are being pretty defensive. Engage slightly forward from the waist. So if you are being slightly forward from the waist, that's the perfect posture. That's the way you have to sit. Right? Now, this will give an appearance to the interviewer that you are interested in this particular work or particular job. Let's suppose if you do the opposite, if you're folding your arms, that shows that you are being pretty defensive, that you are not interested in it. Right? So do not slouch and do not fold your arms. That shows you are being pretty defensive. What you have to do is to sit, slide forward from the waist, right? That's the perfect posture. Remember this, very crucial and very important. Majority of the applicants makes a mistakes over here, right? Second step that you have to follow is appear calm and be relaxed. What usually happens when you, because even I know I have been into many interviews as well. So whenever you enter an interview room, you started getting nervous. You don't have a check on your nerves. So what will happen now, that let's suppose you know about something, you have studied about that particular subject, but you are being pretty nervous, and the interview panel, one of the interviewer, ask you a particular question, and even though you knew the answer, but because you are being nervous at that particular moment, you miss out on that answer, right? You made a mistake, you told that answer, you answered that wrong, answered that particular question wrongly. So there are chances that that can happen as well, because you are being pretty nervous. So you have to make sure that you appear calm and relaxed, right? Secondly, if you are playing with a button, while you are sitting in an interview, you probably would be wearing a shirt, so there are button on that. So if you are playing with a button, let's suppose there is a button on my shirt, and I'm playing with my button, or if I do wear a ring, I'm playing with that ring. So if I'm playing with that button shirt, with the button on my shirt or the ring, then that shows that I am being pretty nervous, right? Or if you fidget a lot in your chair, I'm sitting on that chair and I'm moving a lot. I'm moving left and right and left and right. That shows that I'm being particularly nervous, right? That shows that I am going to be anxious, that I am appearing anxious and nervous. So, what are the rules that you have to follow? The rules are very important and crucial. Slow your breathing down, slow everything down. Firstly, if you slow your breathing down, because your heart must be pumping at a significant pace, right? So, if you slow your momentum, if you slow your breathing down, you can keep a control or check on your nerves. That is very much possible. If you are able to do that, you will be appear calm and relaxed. You need to slow down your breath, slow your breathing down. That's very important, because I know how it is very much tense, because what we have prepared, we are almost like that, okay, I couldn't revise that particular topic or that particular thing, or I have written about that in my resume, but I'm not able to recollect about that particular thing. And what if they ask me upon that, right? So if you do get a question upon that, you need to be calm and relax and then answer that. If you are being nervous, if you are being anxious, you will forget whatever you have prepared as well. So that's a big no, right? So this is the second step that you have to follow: appear calm and be relaxed. First point, as I said, adopt an engaged posture. Throughout the whole interview, you have to make sure that you adopt an engaged posture. Now, the third thing, use the right hand gesture. This is not only for the right handed people, this is for everyone, for the left handed people as well. What is the right hand? What is the right way of using your hand gestures? Right? So, if your palm is upward, if my palm is upward, that signifies that what I am saying is honest and trustworthy. If my palm is upward, that signifies that what I'm saying is honest and trustworthy. Now, steepling. This is called steepling your fingers. Right? Steepling your finger is a sign of confidence. Let's suppose in the interview room, someone asks me a question, particularly upon the subject which I am able to answer. So, while answering, my posture is like this. So, steepling will show a sign of confidence. What I'm saying is pretty much right. I know that I am being absolutely spot on that particular question. That will show a sign of confidence upon what I am saying. Now, clasping your hands, basically doing this. Clasping your hands is a sign of anxiety. If I'm holding my arms like this, clasping, then that shows a sign of anxiety, right? So that's a big no. You don't have to do that. Only two things that you have to make sure that you do that is to your make sure that your palm is facing upward while you are answering something. That shows that you are being honest and trustworthy. Second, steepling your fingers. Steepling your fingers will show that you are pretty much confident about what you are speaking. Right. So have I have a pictorial reference for you guys as well. So this is the right way. This is the right way. Palm downwards is the wrong way. No. And keeping your hands in the pocket is a big no. That shows that you are being pretty arrogant while sitting in the interview. Right. Folding your arms is a big no as well. So that's how you have to. That's the right way of using your hand gestures. Right. For all the people who are lefty or the righty, that's how you have to make sure. These are the things that you have to keep a note, right? Because if you are going to sit in the interviews, nobody tells you about all this. Nobody tells you about this. No college teaches about all this. That what's the right way, what's the right manner to sit in an interview. They think that uh, now you are an adult, you are in college, so they expect you to have this much knowledge while you're sitting in the interview, right? But let's suppose you are not aware. Nobody has taught you this, but certainly we are there to help you. As I said, TalentBlazer has started this initiative to help millions of students across the globe, those who will be sitting in the interview session this year, the next year, and the coming years as well. Right. So as I said, if you're liking the video, please do leave a like and do subscribe to the channel and do hit the bell icon so whenever I do post a new video, next video on the interview session, you get notified for that. Right. And do share this with your friends as well. If you finding this session helpful, right, do share this session with your friends as well so that they also get benefited from this. Right. So step 3, we are done using the right ways of hand gestures. Now we are aware about that. Now, step 4. This is not a compulsory step. This is a very difficult step to do. What this steps talk about mirroring the interviewer. Right. This is a difficult task, but quite important. If you are able to mirror the rate and volume of speech that of to the interviewer. Let's suppose I am in the interview panel and I am interviewing a candidate. An applicant came in and certainly I started asking question, and the way he responded, I sense that he is actually, you know, imitating me, right? The rate, like, or imitating or mirroring me, right? The rate and the volume of speech is particularly closer to of me, right? It's particularly similar to me. Now, what happened then? What happens psychologically? The people, let's suppose it in this case, I will start trusting that applicant more. People trust those that are similar to themselves. That's a psychological factor. So, people trust those that are similar to themselves. So, this will make interviewer feel at ease. The interviewer will be at ease now, and you are more likely to build rapport with them. So, now what will happen? The applicant who is responding to the questions, I'm able to connect more. I'm more interested in listening what he has to say or what she has to say because I can feel some similarities, right? So there are chances because let's suppose if you are aware about the panel, if you are aware about the interview panel, and there are similarities. So from the similar hometown or from the similar college, your seniors, super seniors. So somehow you make a connect, right? So that's mirroring the interview. If you are able to mirror the rate and volume of speech that of the interviewer, able you are able to create much more chances for succeeding in the interview as well. But this is a very difficult step to do, right? Not everyone can do that. So this is not a compulsory step, right? Don't think about doing this if you are not able to. If you are not able to match up to the rate and volume of speech of the interviewer, do not try that, right? Because as I said, it's not a compulsory step to do. Not everyone can do that, right? So I hope you are still following till now. This is the step 4, mirroring the interviewer. Now, what is the next step? Very, very crucial and very, very important. I have talked about this in the introduction part as well. Step 5, get your eye contact right. Get your eye contact right. So, what are the mistakes? What are the mistakes made by the applicants? So, interviewees avoid the gaze of the interviewer or they look down. So, let's suppose you are entering the interview panel. Now, you have asked that may I have the seat, and they said yes. Then you uh, sat down and they started asking you a question like talk about yourself, introduce yourself, and then while responding, your head is down, you're facing downwards. That shows that you are not being confident. That shows a sign of you being underconfident, right? You try to avoid the gaze of the interviewer. You are not able to maintain good eye contact. You are not able to maintain good eye contact with the interviewer. That's a pretty big no. As I said, 67% of the applicant lose out on the jobs because they are not able to maintain good eye contact with the interviewer, right? Now, what are the rules that you have to follow? First, by looking into the interviewer eyes, you are certain of your confidence and trustworthiness. So, if I do enter the interview panel, and if they ask me, because in the interview panel there will be more than four. Let's suppose there are more than one people. Let's suppose there are two, three, four people sitting on a round table. So I'll greet them, everyone, like by looking around the table. Then I will sit down, and then they will ask me to introduce myself. Then I will introduce myself and maintaining my eye contact with the most majority of time with that person who asked me to introduce myself, right? So that is very important. By looking into the interview eyes, I am certain of being confident and trustworthiness. I'm showing that I am being confident, I am being trustworthy. Now for panel interview, this is very important because panel interviews are usually happening these days. Gone are the days where there used to be one-on-one interviews. So panel interviews are usually happening these days. So for panel interviews, make sure you look at everybody. You look at everybody in the round table. You look at everybody, but focus your attention specifically on who is asking you the question or speaking at that time. Let's suppose I introduce myself and somebody is from that particular hometown. Let's suppose I said that this area is my hometown, and then a person who might be aware about that area or that city asking me some questions upon that. So I have to maintain the majority of eye contact with that particular person, because a particular person, because that person is speaking at that time, right? You have to make sure that you keep a note of everything and make your eye contact right. So this is very important. As I said, you have to make sure that you work upon this. You won't learn this if you are not if you have to give some mock interviews, you have to prepare yourself. You won't learn this overnight. After watching this video, you won't be like, okay, I will be able to make an eye contact with the interviewer. This is a difficult thing to do because the pressure is different. When you enter the room, the pressure is different. You need to make sure that you do practice a lot. If you will practice, then you surely will be able to gain some confidence, right? And we are there to help you as well. So if you are being helped by such videos, by such content, do mention in the comment section as well that okay, this video did help me in my interview session as well. So do practice, and you surely will achieve your dream company as well if you do follow our whole session. This is the second video. I've already created one video as well. So if you do follow our whole session, you surely will be benefited. So step 5, get your eye contact right.